my gorgeous Gemini. So Gem, you definitely deserved a bonus. So here we go. This is your bonus reading for June 2026. Now, Gem, in meditation, I saw a hedgehog on the edge of a grassy curb that sort of sloped down to a very narrow main road. I saw it in sort of Disney-esque mode. And the hedgehog was thinking to itself, okay, I'm going to have to do this carefully. The hedgehog wanted to cross to the other side, but there was traffic. And he thought, okay, there are two ways I can do this. I either need to crawl very slowly down the grassy bank, wait until there's no traffic, and then gingerly walk across the road, hoping I'm going to be okay, and clamber up the other side. Or I curl myself up into a ball and roll down the bank and hopefully roll right across the road. It'll be faster. It is a risk, but it'll be faster. And he decided, after a little bit of contemplation, to take a risk. And that's what he did. He rolled himself up into a ball, threw himself down this grassy bank across the road, and he got to the other side safely in record time. So, Gemini, you're the hedgehog. Okay, guys, if you hadn't worked that out already, you're the hedgehog. You're going to be taking a risk. You may be feeling it's now or never. You might be thinking, if I try to do this slowly, I might chicken out. Or if I inch my way forward, something may happen. Gem, you're going to be throwing yourself into this. But it was interesting that I saw a hedgehog because the hedgehog protects itself with spines, rolled into a ball. It's heavily protected. So you're going to be doing this, Gemini. You are going to be throwing yourself into this. You're going to be doing this fast, but you are going to be making sure that you protect yourself whilst you are doing this. Okay? All right, guys. Here we go. Here we go, Gems. I am getting a sense of excitement together with a bit of trepidation, right? Here we go. So you know, guys, the deck is the divination deck. And let's just see what this pertains to be for you. Okay, this hedgehog is sort of uncurling itself, unfurling itself on the other side of the bank. And he's looking around and thinking, wow, that was a bit risky, but I'm all right. And it was done super fast. Okay. Yeah, Gemini. So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my gems, please? This is their bonus reading. This is their bonus reading. What do we have for Gemini? Yeah, you've been deliberating doing something, Gems, for quite a long time. Enough deliberation. You, I think, initially thought to yourself, I'm going to do this really slowly. I'm going to take my time, inch by inch, step by step. No, Gem, you're going to throw yourself into this with a little bit of protection, keeping your fingers crossed. You're going to get over this. You're going to get through this. You're going to get to the other side in one piece. Okay. My Gems. Okay. Yeah. The Strength card. Gemini, you've been holding back. Leo energy, you have been holding back from doing this. Yeah, because this is you thinking it's risky. It's risky, it's risky. I don't want to sabotage this. This is a traveller thinking, okay, I am going to go straight into this storm. If I inch my way towards the storm, this traveller might have realised that it would probably be best to get a vehicle and ride all the way through the storm. It will be faster than on foot. Gemini, you've been thinking about this. What you're realizing is, guys, it's best to do this fast, like sort of ripping off a band-aid is what I'm getting. But as long as you have protection, you're going to be absolutely fine. In the past, my gems, judgment. You might have needed to make a very serious decision, Or you might have been talking to, if not a Leo, you might have been talking to a Sag. What you recognized in the past was, I have to do this. It could be, Gem, you weren't looking forward to doing this. It could be, Gem, you wanted somebody to face Judgment Day, right? After that time, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So you had to make a serious decision relating to your stability, relating to finances, or you made a judgment call which put someone else in the Ten of Pentacles, and then you thought, oh gosh, what have I done? I've sabotaged a situation. You might have given too much, you might have been overly generous, and you may now be realizing, okay, I've got to sort this out, but I don't quite know what I'm going to do. How am I going to sort this out? Am I going to try and do this inch by inch, very slowly? Am I just going to jump into it and hope for the best? In your thoughts now, Gem, is the Three of Pentacles. Gemini, you may be seeking advice from a couple of other people, or you may be hoping that someone is going to work in partnership with you. In the immediate future, yeah, you're going for it. You're going for it. This is speed, but we've got things flying off the end of the chariot. This is a little bit chaotic, but it's almost as if I just want to get this over and done with. Let's get this over and done with, says Gemini, because I don't want to inch my way through this. No, 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 no. As long as I've got protection, I'm going to be okay. It is going to be a bit mad. It is going to be a bit crazy, but once it's done, is what I'm hearing. Once it's done, it's done. Okay. You may be heading towards a Cancerian, for some of you, with the energy of the Chariot. In your fears, my gems, is yes, fearing holding back, fearing clutching hold of your money. Ooh, so this could be you spending money on something, or this could be you fearing that unless you move forward, unless you take the bull by the horns, unless you do this quickly, you're either going to chicken out, or Gem, you may be afraid that somebody's going to put a spoke in your wheels. You may be afraid that somebody's going to jump out of nowhere and say, oh, I don't think so. So it seems to be important, Gem, you do this quickly. In the environment, guys, we have the Hierophant. I'm hearing, stop what you think you're doing. Stop, Gemini. What do you think you're doing, Gemini? Could be a Taurian. It could be. And I love my Taurians, my mum's Taurus moon. But with the energy of the Hierophant, Gem, I feel as if you know somebody is going to stop you or try to stop you. Or you may be afraid this person's going to say, no, Gem, we need to just really think about this. This is a very serious consideration. They may be talking about rules and regulations. They may be talking to you about doing this a traditional way. I can see, Gemini, you rolling your eyes. It's as if, oh, for God's sake, we just need to get this done. Or you may feel as if you need to say to this person, we have to do this. And fast. No beating around the bush. No, well, can we try this? Can we try that? Maybe that. You're saying, nope, we have to do this now. We have to do this fast. And it's something to do with judgment and the Ten of Pentacles. All right. In your hopes, my gems, Nine of Swords, you're really hoping that you're not going to get cold feet right in the middle of the jump, okay? And the outcome, guys, is the Four of Swords. I'm hearing safely reaching the other side. Phew, safely reaching the other side. Great. Gemini, this is you congratulating yourself. This is you resting up. Because this would have been a massive, major leap of faith that you may not have known was going to work out. I think it is, Gem. But you might have to tell whoever is in the environment that you're sorry, but you are doing this, or we are doing this. I'm overriding your opinion. You may have to be strong, Gem. Clarification for you. Ten of Swords. Gems, you might have felt betrayed by someone, or you might have had to face a painful ending because you held back. Oh, okay. So, Gem, a situation ended painfully because you dithered. You held back, you didn't move forward. This could have been you not having the courage to end a relationship, to be with somebody else. This could have been you wanting to jump on a major opportunity, but you didn't go for it, Gemini. You held back, and so the opportunity was just whisked away from you. I think what you're realizing is, unless you do this now, you're never going to do it. You're never going to know whether or not this is going to be successful. It might be, Gem, you feel somebody is going to hold you back, but you are determined to push forward and do it fast. What you're thinking about is, this ended painfully in the past because I held back, right? You're not going to risk being in that situation again. Now, whoever Gemini is saying, hold on, what do you think you're doing? Whoever this person is thinking about the money. Thinking about the money, wanting to consider absolutely every single angle, every single option. Do we have to do this, Gemini? Right? Yeah. They're communicating with you. No, Gem, I don't think we should do this. Sorry. No, I think we should work on this, or I think we should look at each part of this very carefully. Gemini, you may be saying to this person, I'm sorry, but I'm doing this. Or I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Underneath the deck, my gems, we have the King of Swords. We have the King of Swords. So I could be connecting with a masculine Gemini. Or as a feminine gems, you may be seeking legal advice. And what this is all about, Gemini, is walking away. Wow. Walking away from breadcrumbing someone, realizing that you've just been holding back for the longest time. Or Gemini, you may be putting pressure on your person, saying to this person, I'm sorry, but I want to divorce. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I know you didn't want to look at this. I know you don't really want to do this, but I'm sorry, this is what we're doing. Straight up, Gem. Now, underneath that card, this might be of interest to you. We do have a Queen of Cups. Now, if I'm connecting with a masculine Gemini, you may be wanting to divorce to be with a water sign queen. Or Gemini, if you are a feminine, then Gem, you may well be wanting to leave a partner because you are in love with another guy, right? Take it as it resonates. Take it as it resonates, and I can't speak today. Sorry, Gems. So let's get into this. We know the gist. You have been holding back, or you might have held back before, and you might have sabotaged a situation. Or you have told yourself, I have to do this gently, I have to do it slowly, step by step, but you can see a storm coming, Gem. And what you're thinking about is, if I go through this storm on foot, I'm going to get drenched, I might be hit with lightning, it's going to be very, very difficult. If I jump on this chariot and do this fast, it's going to be chaotic, it's not going to be pleasant, but I might be able to ride through the storm. Okay, symbolically, guys, that is what you've been thinking. So, Archangel Michael, tell us about the Strength card and the Five of Swords. Wow. Page of Cups. Okay. Gem, you could be thinking of a child, or you could be wanting to apologize to someone for past mistakes. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. I'm hearing, I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry I dragged my feet. I'm sorry I sabotaged this. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Gemini, you've been obsessed at standing at crossroads. You've just stood at crossroads. Pertaining to what, my gems? Wow. The Sun. You may have been holding yourself back from moving forward to be with a Leo, with the Strength card and the Sun. You may have been holding yourself back from leaving a partner because of a child. Or you may have been holding yourself back, Gemini, from actually moving. It could be this is a partner saying, oh, no, not going to sell the house. The house is too valuable. I love the area. And what you might have been thinking, Gemini, is, yeah, but we can't afford to stay here. You might have been dealing with a partner who loves the house. You might have been in a situation where he or she was absolutely determined to stay there until the day they died, right? Gemini, you are needing to be assertive, guys. Tell us more about the situation. You're needing to be assertive. You're realizing that. Okay, King of Pentacles. Gem, you may want to leave a partner to be with a King of Pentacles. You might have thought, okay, I know my husband doesn't really want to let me go. There's a lot of money at stake here. You might have been trying mediation, or you may have had conversations about legal separation. What you're thinking about, Gemini, is if you're a feminine, no, for God's sake, I just want to be with this guy. I want out of this marriage. If you're a masculine, Gemini, you may have agreed with your partner because there was a lot of money wrapped up in this marriage, or a lot of money wrapped up in the house. King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. This was too risky. You might also have felt your partner really didn't want to move. Whatever this is, Gemini, you are making sure you have insurance, whatever that is, making sure you are protected, however you do that, but you are going for it, and fast. The Chariot moves fast. Let's have a look at the past. Judgment. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, Gem. You might have judged your partner for sitting in overindulgence, spending too much money, or you might have judged yourself, Gemini, in the past. There was a lot of disappointment, there was a lot of sadness, and a sense that you didn't really know what to do. We have the Hermit. It might be, Gem, you didn't know what to do about it, Virgo, or it could be that you made a decision to stay put, even though you didn't want to, but you began to emotionally detach from the situation. You weren't on very good terms with your partner, or you might have just wanted to spend a lot of time alone. After that time, Gems, you did think about the Ten of Pentacles. You did think about the Ten of Pentacles. What else were you thinking about? Your family. Or you might have thought, how are the rest of my family going to feel if I go through a divorce? You know, your kids, maybe your children, parents on either side, parents-in-law. Emperor, Aries energy. Gem, you decided to stay put. You thought, well, ultimately, I'm sat in the Ten of Pentacles. You knew somebody in the past didn't make the right decision, was sitting in overindulgence, but you thought, well, I'm going to stay put for now. I'm going to stay put for now. And that is what you did. I mean, this could be you, Gemini, male or female, dealing with a very spendy partner who might have been cheating on you, might have had addictions, but you thought, well, we're sitting on the Ten of Pentacles, you know? Queen of Pentacles, yeah. I mean, male or female, Gemini, there was a sense that you knew you decided to stay put because of the finances. Or even though you might have done something risky in the past, you could have overindulged somebody else, Gemini. But if anyone complained and said, hang on, that wasn't fair, you might have sort of waved them away. No, sorry, not going to make any changes, not going to do anything about this. In your thoughts now, Gemini, you are considering working a partnership with someone, or you have already tried to work in partnership with someone, but I'm hearing you haven't come up with a successful answer to the problem, or you haven't been able to get on the same page. And it's become more and more difficult with the Nine of Wands. It's become more and more difficult. What you've been telling yourself is this is just not working. What was the major problem in getting someone on the same page? They were very defensive. It was kind of their way or the highway. Nope. I'm hearing nope, not doing that. Nope, not doing that. Okay. And what else are you thinking? You're angry, Gemini. If somebody has been permanently saying no, that has been the major block in you sorting something out, balancing something out. It could be financial, or it could well be, Gemini, that your partner has kept saying, no, don't want to talk about divorce. No, don't want to talk about divorce. You may also have felt your child or children would be defensive in you taking this course of action, or someone would be angry. But Gemini, you're not messing around anymore. I think you are speaking your truth, and what you're relaying to the person who is waggling the finger, oh, Gemini, do the right thing, follow rules and regulations, we have to do things traditionally. What you're saying to them is, I'm blowing it out of the water. Sorry you don't like it, but we are moving, or I am leaving you. Oh, my word. So, Archangel Michael, when do we have the Chariot and the Hierophant for my Geminis? Thank you, Michael. The 22nd of July. He's pointing forward to the 4th of September. I'm seeing somebody dusting off their hands. All done and sorted out. All done and sorted out. Okay. So Gemini, from around about the 22nd of July through until early September, you're doing it. Whatever this is, you may be saying to your partner, I'm really sorry, you don't want a divorce, but I'm leaving. You can do what you want to do, but I am leaving. You will hear from my lawyer, King of Swords, right? It could be, Gem, you're saying to a partner, look, I know you love sitting on a house worth the 10 of Pentacles, but it's totally impractical. We overindulged someone in the past. We breadcrumbed another person. It's not right. The only way to sort this out is moving house. This could be equity release or something like that. You could be wanting to give money to somebody who's elderly. You could be wanting to give money to an older child. You are overriding this person's opinion, Gem. What are you saying to your person? Page of Swords. What I'm hearing is, you're not going to like this. You are not going to like this. But this is what we are doing. Okay, this is what we're doing. Okay. All right, Gem. All right. Wow. What are you saying to your person? Yes, we are closing out the chapter. We are ending this cycle. We are ending this cycle because I want to sit in a temperate place. I want to sit in a temperate place. Okay, now, there may be something here about someone being given a lot of money and you tempering, carrying on giving. You could have given a lot to a Virgo. You could have given a lot to a Leo. We have Sag here with judgment and temperance. What you are saying to your partner here is, I am ending an overindulgent situation. It could be, Gemini, you felt your partner wanted to sit in overindulgence. It could be, Gemini, you gave a lot to someone in particular, left someone else out. It could be, Gem, you want to end your marriage. What you're saying is, I'm ending just sitting here waiting for things to change, because things won't change. What else are you saying to whoever sat in the Hierophant? Wow. Okay. Yeah, we are moving. Or I'm going to give you a lump sum of money, but we are ending this marriage. I'm moving out. Legal separation. What else is on your mind, my gems? The High Priestess. Okay. Gemini, you might have been keeping this secret, this desire to yourself for quite a long time. You may, Gemini, with the energy of the High Priestess, wanting to be with a Pisces or a Cancerian, or wanting to leave a Pisces or a Cancerian. But gems, you are taking charge, guys. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm actually hearing is, and I don't want to hear any more about this. High Priestess doesn't speak. Two of Swords. What you're saying to your person, Gemini, is, and I do not want to hear anything more about this. End of conversation. I am leaving you, or we are moving. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Now, your partner's talking about rules and regulations and doing things traditionally, and we've been married for the last 25 years. I mean, whatever this is, they're not happy. They want to talk about money, or they want to work on this. Yeah, because it's a Tower moment for them. They may have thought, Gemini, you would never put pressure on them. You would never override their decision. This could have been someone who might have got used to having things their own way. And Gem, you're blowing it up and they can't believe it. Aries energy, Scorpio energy, Two of Cups. I'm hearing, but I love you, but I care. Wow. So Gemini, this feels as if this is a love reading. This is nothing to do with money, any imbalance. This feels, Gemini, as if you, to be honest, are a masculine who has been held in a codependent marriage, or a marriage where your wife has sat in a lot of financial stability, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. You're coming through, I think, as the Emperor, the King of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. And what you are saying to your partner is, I know you didn't want to talk about separation. I know you didn't want to talk about divorce, but I'm sorry, we are divorcing. End of story, right? And your partner's there, looking a bit stressed, saying, well, hang on, Gemini, we've been married for 10, 20 odd years. We need to talk about money. We need to take this step by step. And they're almost saying, as a desperate attempt to get through to you, and I still love you. But why do I feel, Gemini, they're going to say it almost as an afterthought, right? Because what they're saying to you initially is, well, hang on, let's talk about money. Let's talk about doing this very, very slowly. I want to work on this. And then almost as an afterthought, they're saying, oh, and I still love you. Gemini, in the nicest sense, you may feel your partner doesn't love you anymore, but they've been hanging on to this for the financial stability of it. And why do I feel, Gemini, you want to leave this Queen of Pentacles behind? Because you want to be with a Queen of Cups. Yeah. So, what else is your partner going to do? Because you are refusing to talk about this anymore. It's almost as if this is a conversation in the kitchen, right, or in the living room, and then you're saying, okay, we're not talking about this anymore. I'm going to pack a bag. I'm going to move away just for a couple of weeks, or I'm going to find somewhere to rent. And they're there, standing there in shock, saying, I'm sorry, but we need to talk about this. And you're saying, no, we don't need to talk about this. Because I think, Gem, you've been trying to have this conversation with your partner for God knows how long. They have refused to listen, or they have blatantly said, absolutely not. Everything's changing, Gem. Yeah, your partner's in their head. They're stuck in a mental prison. Oh my God, Gemini means it. Gemini means it. Gemini's not playing here. Yeah. What they're realizing, Gemini, is this is going to be unpleasant if they continue to say no. This is going to get unpleasant if they continue to say no. They know the truth, Gem. And the truth is, this is done. This is done. Wow. What is the energy between you two? The energy between you? Yeah. Knight of Swords. Gemini, you're not playing anymore. What you're saying to your person is, I am sorry, but I'm divorcing you. Sorry, but it's out of your hands. I'm going to be talking to a lawyer. You'll be receiving court documents from my lawyer. And what your person is realizing is, Gemini, no matter how much they push against this, even if they fly into a rage or get all tearful on you, you are not changing your mind. You're not changing your mind. Wow, guys. What you're fearing, Gemini, is holding back. You're actually fearing holding back from disconnecting. Because, Gem, I think you felt held in a situation that hasn't served you whilst being in love with somebody else. What you're hoping is that with the Nine of Swords, you have made the right decision. And Gem, rather like that hedgehog, you're going to roll yourself into a ball and chuck yourself down that grassy bank and across the road. You want this done very, very fast, Gem. Because you had to face a painful ending because you held back in the past, right? You are not holding yourself back this time. You're not. So, Gem, you're doing it, right? You're chucking a saddle on the horse, you're all geared up. Yep, you're going to go in to talk to a lawyer. It's as if I'm doing this. Yep. So Archangel Michael, tell us about the Four of Swords. This is almost you coming out of a lawyer's office thinking, okay, wow, had a conversation with my wife. The next morning, after staying over at a hotel, I had a conversation with a lawyer. It's done. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. What you're thinking about, Gemini, is you felt left out in the cold for God knows how long. But what you may also be thinking about is, I'm going to lose a lot of money in this. But you're telling yourself this is what you want to do. You're telling yourself this is the right thing to do. What else are you thinking? You know you're doing the right thing. Yeah. And I have to say, Gemini, the universe is behind you all the way. What are you thinking? This is a bit risky. What am I doing? Am I going to walk off the edge of a cliff? But you feel, Gemini, that the divine will catch you. You're going to feel as if you know this is right. You couldn't stay in a relationship with someone you didn't love anymore for the sake of financial stability. You couldn't do it to yourself, Gemini. And you didn't want to be with somebody who was hanging on to you for money. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Gemini, you may be ending this relationship to be with a Scorpio female. We got the Death card and the Queen of Cups. Or Gemini, you may simply be thinking to yourself, it is time for me to be happy. It's time for me to change my life. It's time for me to change my life. Whew, you may want to be with a Cancerian. Wow. With the energy of the moon, you are sat in a bit of fear about the future. You're a little bit fearful, Gem. You're hoping it is going to work out. And I think, Gemini, it will. Because, guys, this is you moving in a new direction with someone that you love into calmer waters, Gemini. Wow. So you are doing this. You're doing this. Four of Wands. My goodness, Gemini. You may be moving into a living together situation with a person that you love. You could even be moving quite a distance to be with this person. I'm seeing a ship and water here. They could live in a different state, different country even. And what you're recognizing is, Gemini, how long you have sacrificed. And I think when you talk to this person, the person you want to be with, you're going to tell them that you had to sacrifice, but you're also going to tell them, Gemini, how long you've wanted to be with them. And they are going to see your perspective. That it couldn't happen in the past because there were too many obstacles. And I think you're hoping, Gemini, that this person will say, okay, it's been a long time coming. I gave up on this. I had to end this situation with you because there was no movement. But there's movement now, Gem, and you are hoping this person will see your perspective. Yes, guys. With a Hangman, you may want to be with a Pisces female. Ace of Cups. Because, Gemini, you had the courage to sit in self-love and not let anyone else control you, not let a partner put a spoke in the wheel, you are going to move forward into a place of happiness. And I feel, Gemini, this is divinely guided somehow. This is divinely guided somehow. Yeah, you love this person, Gemini. You love this person, whoever they are. So, my gems, what a beautiful reading. Let's see what Archangel Michael has to say. Let's do that. Here we go, my gems. So, Archangel Michael, what is your closing message of guidance for Gemini in their bonus reading? Gemini, totally perfect for you. New beginnings and a fresh start. And the prayer reads, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support, and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. New beginnings and a fresh start, Gem. You're on the move, okay? You're going to curl yourself up into a ball. You're going to roll down that grassy bank right across the road. You're going to gather up the reins of that horse and you're going to go for it. Fantastic, guys. So, my gems, I hope you've enjoyed that little bonus. Take care of you. And of course, I'm sending love and light your way. And many blessings, Gem. Bye now.